What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we are talking all about the new update for Void Rift. Like and subscribe for more amazing videos out there. All right, so we got Void Rift. The big new game mode has been added for us on global launch servers. Getting pretty interesting, right? First thing I want to do is I want you to comment down below your thoughts and feelings towards Void Rift. Because we got a lot to talk about, and I want everyone to kind of get their frustrations out if you are not enjoying it, or if you are enjoying it, say why you are enjoying it. My first take on this Void Rift, it is good and bad. Now, let's say I want to look at it from a new player perspective and also like a free-to-play perspective, right? Void Rift is extremely challenging, even on just the normal difficulty. We are all on this normal difficulty, and it is like, I mean, there's people who have pretty strong accounts, and I know they are struggling mightily on this. I can't even imagine what it's like to be a free-to-play trying to complete the normal difficulty for Void Rift. Now, you do need to have your account reach level 45. Obviously, that reason is because Void Rift is extremely difficult, even at its lowest difficulty. You're gonna need a variety of different heroes. You're gonna need really strong gear. It's pretty much almost what I would say, not only a gear check, but also a hero check as well, because some of these battles, they are definitely a lot easier if you have very specific heroes involved. So the downside to Void Rift, I would say, is the fact that new players aren't going to be able to really enjoy it. Even if you reach account level 45 and you initially get access to it, you're still probably going to struggle with it, because at that point, I imagine your account still isn't that strong enough. I'm at account level 56. And I am almost complete through the normal difficulty. I only had trouble on, what was it, like 1 or 2 battles. And those were the battles that are like very game mechanical heavy, where the last hero you drop gets attacked by the Calypso. I absolutely hate that level. There was also another level, and I'm trying to pull up the screen recording of it. I'll have gameplay in the background while we're talking, and I'll try and pull it up. But the one where it's this one, and I'm trying to think of what the name is for this, the Queen Tarantula one. This one was honestly like ridiculously hard, especially when you kind of get to the point where she starts to move and then everyone just takes damage. When all those rocks start falling down, your entire team takes damage. I mean, I have really strong heroes, I would like to think. And even with it saying that I was overpowered, which I would say power really is not a huge indication of whether you can beat the levels or not, unfortunately. But even having tons of power and it's saying that it should be easy for you, these levels, they can be quite difficult if you don't have those proper game mechanics down and understand what enemies are spawning in what spots and what you need to do in order to kind of crack the formula to beat the level. That's pretty much how a lot of these levels are, because it is a tower defense game. When she goes ahead and she just starts dropping these rocks, take a look at this video. My entire team gets destroyed. I mean, literally almost everyone, and I even popped shields too. Only 2 people who survived was my Abomination, who went into his special indestructible mode, and the other one who survived was my Zillitude, just barely, with just a little bit enough health. This Void Rift, I mean, some of these levels are extremely difficult for even players who have very high power. It's very strategic. I would say I absolutely love it. I've been having a ton of fun with it. The other important note you have to make is that Void Rift resets once a week. I mean, you have a whole week to go ahead and try and complete this. It's not really necessarily meant to be completed in one day. you have a whole week to continue to power up your heroes and possibly unlock and pull new heroes as well. The best bet is to just try and progress throughout the week as much as you can, and when you hit a roadblock, start working on powering up your heroes and doing other things. That's kind of the way it's meant to be played. I know a lot of people are getting frustrated because they're looking at it as in they just want to clear it on day one. They just want to clear it in one day. So I really like the game mode. I don't have too much negative things to say aside from the fact that it kind of sucks that like new players and players who are free to play and stuff aren't going to be able to kind of experience it in a good aspect right away. They're going to find it too difficult. So you definitely have to have a pretty strong account for you to enjoy it at like a comfortable pace where you find that medium of it's difficult, but it's not like too difficult, because I feel like a lot of the new players who are just hitting account level 45 and are gaining access to it, or even free to play players, they're experiencing a huge bump in difficulty for these levels, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't really know what they could do to kind of combat that. This is kind of like a game mode that isn't really necessarily made for new players. It's kind of something that's made for people who have reached a certain part in this game and they're doing kind of end game content. But it's definitely a great addition to the game. They also added things like friendship points, which I think the friendship points are great. Although I wish we had more ways to spend our friendship points along with a friendship summoning banner. Come on, can we get a friendship summoning banner at least? Right now, the only thing we can do with our friendship points is unfortunately go ahead and buy a little bit of stamina. It's a lot of friendship points for only 30 stamina, which, I mean, that'll get you like one run in one of these like higher stages that I'm kind of in. But overall, I think it's been a great update. It's definitely a very enjoyable. We got new heroes coming, a lot more stuff coming. So I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts, opinions on Void Rift. How have you been doing? Are you experiencing that difficulty, or are you in kind of a medium where it's been difficult but you've been able to pass it? Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.